From August 2010, when they lost to Tanzania and lost to USA and Italy, it wasn't until September 2012. So it was just a little over 2 years before the next Division Four tournament comes around. Pubudu Dassanayake is now in charge. You went from a team that really struggled, especially on the batting side, to get consistent totals and always vulnerable to a shock loss like you had to Tanzania and then the loss to USA, to going through that tournament undefeated. An incredible run, 6-0, undefeated. You beat USA twice. I think this match in Malaysia, this group stage match, this is perhaps my favorite match of the whole rivalry that you were part of, because it was such a hard-fought match. It was a very high skill level match contested by both sides. What stood out to me was the improvement in the batting. Nepal's batting consistently had struggled over the years to get big scores. And in this match, very famous hundreds scored by Paras Khadka, 115 opening the batting. You had a 111 run partnership between him and Anil Mandal, who had to retire. I actually heard at one point. And that partnership was continued on by Gian Andramala. But he scores 46. You scored 41 off 34 balls before your run out, trying to up the scoring rate as the innings was going on, because you guys were just cruising. It was incredible to see how Nepal batting magically had transformed from just one tournament to the next in that 2 years of space that Pubudu came in. And then Sushil Nadkarni, again, 84 in the chase. He was the wicket that turned the match fully in favor of Nepal. An incredible catch for people who were not there, and this game was not televised. He was trying to uppercut over backward point, and Binod Das took an incredible leaping one-handed catch on the ring, and the celebrations that you guys had on the field, that said it all, that was the match. So Nepal wins that game. They scored 258. They win by 32 runs. Take me through that experience. A, just the match experience, but B, reflecting on the impact that Pubudu Dassanayake had in a very quick time period to get Nepal performing to a much higher level than they had been previously.
When Pubudu came in, it changed everything around Nepali cricket. Why? Because we were always very hardworking cricketers. We always wanted to achieve so many things. But Pubudu came and said, if you guys are to make it to a World Cup or become a top-level ODI country, what you need to do is do these things. He put up a drawing board saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. If everybody does this, we'll make it through. And because we were so determined, we were so focused with the fact that we wanted to achieve, we kept pushing ourselves. Those matches in 2012, I think I would like to go even before that. Before Pubudu came, we never really had throwdown sessions as a batting unit. It was just about going in the nets, batting for 10, 20 minutes, and that was about it. So Pubudu came and said, there's more to do than just batting in nets. It's about doing throwdowns. So you had tennis balls or machine balls or the bowling machine, and you had two players throwing balls at each other, practicing a particular shot for hours and hours, getting those repetitive modes on. So that eventually led to us as a batting group getting exposure to more number of balls. Why? Because we weren't playing active cricket matches. So that whatever practice that we had on a cricket ground was the direct result of what we wanted to achieve in the real competitive matches. One of the highlighted factor, or if I can say a turning point that I felt myself under Pubudu when we were training was, I remember him telling, okay, I was telling, oh, just practice this sweep, towards the leg side. So I remember somebody throwing tennis balls, a green tennis ball at me, just lobbing at me. And then I was doing that for 2 days. Maybe I'd hit around 100, 200, 300, 500, 600 balls. And on the third day, I went into nets and I had Rahul. I think Rahul was the one, left arm spinner. He picks up a white ball. He throws the ball at me. And while I'm batting, when the ball left his hand, it was white. But when I made the impact, all I saw was that tennis ball when I hit that ball. So that day, it made me realize that, okay, there's something that has sparked where if you practice something for a particular time period, it means that your mind prepares yourself to perform or excel. So that repeated hitting as a tennis ball meant that even that white ball seemed as if you were hitting a tennis ball. And that day I realized, okay, now if we keep doing this as a batting unit, all the batters, we had this conversation and we got and said, we need to keep doing throwdowns. And we later on became a much better batting unit. And 2012 that whole tournament, if you say our match against US was one of the most fought off matches, I'd probably say that was some of the best cricket that we played as a whole unit. For the whole team to play the kind of cricket that we played all throughout was exceptional. It also meant that because we had played T20 qualifiers with Pubudu, we're coming from a good successful run where we qualified for the World Cup qualifiers and we had done well. So that gave us the confidence that now going into Division Four in Malaysia, we knew the conditions, having played under 19 level, senior level cricket. We knew the conditions and we now had a video analyst for the very first time. For the very first time, we could watch ourselves bat, which was never ever practiced before. And that now made us believe that, that shot that you could play had a certain technical side to it, which you could improve. And as a cricketer, you then go next day, practice that shot better or try to execute it better. Then you had this team meeting where we looked at videos of opponents, which we had never done. And all of a sudden we're watching, okay, he's a left-hander, so maybe using an off-spinner because his record says he's gone out to off-spinner maybe 5 times out of 10, or a right-hand batsman who's struggling against spin. And you knew that US had these fast bowlers and maybe we would be able to, pull them with our spinners. So all these plans and strategies were put in place. Before, it was just a matter of going out there, let things take its own course and reacting to things. Now we were planned. We were a much prepared team where going into a cricket match, we knew that, okay, if Sushil Nadkarni comes, we had a couple of off spinners ready for him. If Steve Masaya comes, we had our left arm spinners. Or let's say if there's a big hitter, with maybe ball cutters or seamers against him, and we placing the best fielders at the boundary position where the balls would travel to at latter stages of their career. So these were all the technical side of things that Pubudu Dassanayake brought in the cricketing side of our cricketing system. And that eventually led to a lot of memorable victories. And I probably say if not for Pubudu Dassanayake, we wouldn't have become who we are today. His whole knowledge and understanding of international cricket, because he had helped Canada qualify for the 2011 World Cup. So him coming from Canada and helping an associate team make it to a World Cup meant that for us, we had this belief that if Canada could make it, we could make it as well. And that whole team spirit, and Pubudu brought in this victory song theme where after every victory, even to this day, there's a song that we play with the team huddle. So there's a bit of culture that we're developing through him where everybody got together, everybody was now being looked after. As a captain, myself, as coaches, as Pubudu and the vice captain, we made sure that we protected the players where it was team ethics. You play according to your role. We made it very specific. If anybody played to their role and they succeeded or failed, we'd back them up. But the team role had to come first, and those team values we put in everybody's head and everybody chipped in. There was a lot of criticism with some of the players, which I can generally understand because that's part of any sport that you play. Players will get criticized. But at that point of time, we had a very strong hold with the players and the coaches where we combined together to produce great results.